AITA for wanting to find a replacement concert mate instead of letting my friends scalp their ticket. Many months ago, a few friends agreed we would try to get 4 tickets to a concert in Vegas. Despite impossible odds and a huge queue, I was able to score 4 seats together. Everyone else was also trying but couldn't get in. We were overjoyed. I went ahead and booked my flight and reserved a hotel room. A couple of us were going to share the room, so we all agreed we would settle up at the end of the trip. Fast forward to now, and the concert is a couple weeks away. The friend I was going to room with can no longer attend. I immediately started thinking about who I could invite in their place, who would be game for a last-minute trip. The tickets, however, that I purchased for around $100 each are now reselling for $1,000. My friend thinks the ticket is theirs and still wants to pay me face value so they can resell it for a profit. They say deciding to settle up after the trip shouldn't matter because I could have just as easily transferred each individual's ticket out of my Ticketmaster account at any point and still gotten reimbursed later. There is no reason for me to hold them. I still want someone to help defray the cost of my hotel, and I don't want to sit next to some random stranger in my group of 4 seats. But my friend thinks it's not my decision what to do with their ticket. AITA. Next story. AITA for being upset with my mom for trying to have a dress made for me. I, 30F, am getting married next spring. I asked my mom in March if she would like to go dress shopping with me, my future stepdaughter and my male. My mom told me yes, and I made an appointment for early May at a local wedding gown shop. She continued to ask me if I thought it was appropriate for my body image to wear a wedding dress, and also asked me what I considered a wedding dress. I told her I'd like a traditional A-line or ball gown with lace and beading. She told me she'll see what she can come up with. After a few other strange questions she asked me, I called her mid-April to flat out ask if she was planning on having a dress made for me. She said yes. I told her firmly and respectfully that I did not want anyone making me a dress, and I wanted to find one at the appointment and pay for it myself. 4 days before my appointment, my mom called me. Told me the lady that was making my dress had been working on it since March, and it wouldn't be done by my appointment on May 5th. I asked her what she didn't understand about no, and I reminded her of the conversation I had with her in April, and that I did not want anyone making me a wedding dress. She said it was non-refundable, and that I'll be grateful when I see it. I went to my appointment and found the perfect dress with my stepdaughter and future Memiel, and it was an amazing, private and special moment with them and the wonderful lady at the shop. 2 weeks later, I received a text from the lady making the dress saying it was done. My mom was at my house when this happened, so I only replied to this woman that I'd call her later. I never did because I was really upset. My mom asked me the next day if I heard from the lady making the dress and what she said. I told her she said she wouldn't have the dress done in time for my appointment, and that's all she said, and I never heard from her again. My mom demanded that I call this woman and get the dress, and I continued to not answer my mom. I have no plans on speaking to this dressmaker or accepting this dress. I did not want it, ask for it, or pay for it. Would I be the asshole for refusing to get the dress or speak to the person making it, even if my mom paid for it? I didn't want a dress made for me, and I told my mom that. Next story. I, 26, have a friend, 26F, who I've been friends with for almost 10 years. We've always gotten together for Halloween and did haunted houses, horror movies, etc. In all the years I was friends with Jan, I never, not one time, went trick-or-treating with my younger siblings. We were adopted years back, and they had been asking me for years to go trick-or-treating with them, and I said no every time. I did this to be with Jan when she said it was our tradition to be together with just horror and spooky things she liked. This year, my younger siblings begged me to go with them, and I said yes. First time in so long. Our parents had given them freedom to go without us, but it was too scary for a 12-yo and 10-yo to go alone, so I said yes, I'd go with. I went in the tradition I go every year, but Jan texted me and said if we're going, that means me and her will do our own thing, while the kids do their own thing. I said no, I want to trick or treat this year. I'll do movies, haunted houses, etc. with her, but not trick or treating this year. She got upset and said, we've been together doing our own thing for years, and I owe it to her because she missed a year or two of going because of her parents. She got mad and called me selfish and unfair and broke our tradition for a couple of brats. It was a huge blowout between us, and she threatened to stop being my friend if I go trick-or-treating this year. Wabita? Edit. I don't know why she got so upset, but she said it was wrong to ditch your best friend for your adoptive siblings. She was mad about the fact I used to do stuff for her, and now I'm changing that to do stuff for someone else. I'm still unsure how me trick-or-treating this year affects, but she made it out, like if I do trick-or-treat, I won't be escaping for horror-themed stuff. She literally said she can't believe I'm ditching her on Halloween for some brats. One point she made was she doesn't even like kids, so why does she have to adjust her time for kids she doesn't care about? I knew she didn't like kids, but never this deep. I was mad and said she's acting like my sibling are babies. But she said the age doesn't matter. I don't understand how me going trick-or-treating affects anything for her when there's still so many other things me and her can do together for Halloween. We literally would spend all of October together doing haunted houses, spending nights in abandoned places, going to spooky trails, and more. I understand it was tradition, but going trick-or-treating was only one thing out of so many we did together for our tradition. Also, she helped me pick out the outfits we wore this year. So it's not like she never liked the idea of doing trick-or-treat to begin with. Maybe she didn't want to do it with younger kids because she doesn't like kids. So why not tell me that? All I know is she's acting like I broke our 10-year friendship and ditched her for my siblings when we had so many other plans already set. And to add on that, she maybe did adjust her plans around me, but I adjusted everything around her since she was the one in 2020 who had to move. And her parents hated her leaving out the house for some strange people who are actually my parents, but conspiracy theorist she's. Next story. AITA for not wanting anything to do with my father-in-law? I, 28F, married my husband, 30M, a few months ago, and since then, I've had an overwhelming amount of encounters and situations with my father-in-law, who is 50, that have made me highly uncomfortable. 1. Said I looked like a leather queen during my husband's work ceremony. I was wearing a faux leather pencil skirt with a blouse and high heels. 2. Got super drunk at my husband's promotion ceremony, trying to see if I could drive him home instead of my husband. No. Dramatic U24B was the only home I was going. 3.